Dollar. Dirt and money, no soul. Had to go and get it, ain't no time to kick it. Got a stack and flip for my foes. Dollar. Please tell me you can hear me. Don't turn your back and don't neglect me. Just let me know if you need me. Dollar. Let me watch out for my partners. Keep my money long, get my team strong. Let me run away from my problems.
You was good original crew. Keep on. It's your boy DJ New Kid, your girl.
Sierra Nicole.
Back on the channel with another
Kid and C original.
Welcome back to the channel, man. We got a good TikTok story for y'all today, man. We got what's a mistake you learned that you can now help others to avoid.
Yeah.
That's the title. Long as hell, bro. But that's the title. What's a mistake you learned from? Like, where I start?
Right? Facts. Like, seriously.
I'm gonna say the biggest one. Everybody would tell you, don't go to college.
I don't give that advice.
Quit acting like that ain't no good advice.
I mean, yeah, it is. But I'm saying, like we
it depends on
say,
what it depends on what you're
going for. And then also, I would never, like we always say, we'll never take that experience away because it is an experience.
It's an experience, but
if you actually,
I'll say this: if you can go and be around college students without having to get in debt of college, take that route.
Or if you are going to get in debt, which no,
I'm saying like. My school, you could have just moved into the apartment.
Oh, you said something
hung
like that.
around the college students.
But it depends on what you're going for. If I feel like if you're going for like a lawyer, doctor, like things of that nature, things like that, definitely go.
But other than that, it's a waste of money. For us, it was a waste of money.
It was a waste.
So with that being said, before we get into it, make sure y'all check out the links in the description box down below. You already know where to go. If you want to further support, all that information for you is down below. Also, as always, you got to take this time and salute to the comment of the day, man. We highly appreciate y'all. Y'all keep running us up, man. Also, if you enjoyed today's video and the knowledge, lock it in with a thumbs up, man. So with that being said, I'm sure going to be some things we're going to be like, bro.
Yeah.
So with that, you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, let's go ahead and get into it. Let's check it out. Let's see what it's about, man.
What's a mistake you learned the hard way that you can now help people to avoid?
Don't get a belly button ring. I know they're cute, they're fun, you can accessorize. Don't do it. Unless you're never planning to have kids, and then go for it. Because see, what happens is you get the belly button ring and then you get pregnant. And some people keep it in, but it always scared me. And then your belly stretches, right? Your belly gets really, really big, and so does the hole from the belly button ring. And then everything deflates after you have the baby. And the hole from the belly button ring, it doesn't just go back to the way that it was. It becomes like a second belly button, and it's not cute. I've actually had mine fixed, so I cannot show you what it looks like. Not that I would anyways. It was pretty terrifying. I had a regular belly button, and then I had a second belly button.
What's a mistake you learned the hard way?
I never thought about that, dog.
I never thought about that either.
You just went and got yours.
Yeah, I just went and got mine.
I'm glad I ain't got it no more.
Yeah.
You want to tell your story one day?
One day. Ooh, my goodness.
That's a good story time.
That's a good story time. That's crazy.
Your belly burns.
Yes.
That you can now help people to avoid.
Okay, if you are a female and you are on birth control, please listen to me. So when I was 16, I was in a committed relationship and we were having unprotected sex, but I was on birth control. At the time, I also had acne. I went to my dermatologist and he prescribed me doxycycline for my acne. About a month after that, I got pregnant. I was really confused because I always took my pill at the same time every day and I never ever forgot it. Turns out, doxycycline is an antibiotic, and antibiotics can make your birth control ineffective. So if you're sexually active and you have to take anything, like you might have strep throat, you have to take an antibiotic or anything else, make sure you're using protection while you're on that medicine. Because my doctor didn't tell me.
What's a mistake you learned the hard way that...
Why he just didn't pull out, though?
First of all,
he ain't got to be all in there shooting the club up. He could have just pulled out. Y'all 16, bro. Just learn how to... He can't come.
Did she say that? Did she say her age?
Yeah.
I promise you, I didn't even hear her.
He just couldn't come out. He's like, I can't stop. You know what I'm saying? The horn bastards.
You can now help people to avoid. I'll go first.
About a month after I graduated college, I looked back
Why?
I'll go first.
About a month after I graduated college, I looked back and I had this horrible feeling come over me. And I thought, this is what it feels like to get to the end of your life and realize that you wasted it. You had so much opportunity to enjoy things, to find those small moments of joy and pleasure in the little things. But instead, I chose proving my worth over enjoying my life. I chose external validation over myself. I chose being the straight A 4.0 perfectionist over my fucking sanity. Never again. You don't deserve to get to the end of your life and wish that you had done it different. You can start doing it different right now. Once you realize you're grabbing at things outside of you to fill your own void, is when you can start filling that void yourself.
What's a mistake you learned the hard?
That's kind of
That
reason
ain't
why.
my story.
That's kind of reason why I be like, college ain't worth it though.
Depending
on what you really trying to do as a career path.
as a career path.
Because a lot of times, a lot of majors coming out of college, when you done with college, you don't have nothing to start.
Yeah.
Like, it's different if you're going to be a school teacher or going to be a nurse or going to be a lawyer. Like, you have those.
Right.
But like me, going for music production, like if I ain't have an internship or access to, it's hard to get those access. Those keys to get it. Like, and I was like, bro, like, I didn't want, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I think that was something I was like looking for, that external validation. I knew after I graduated high school, I was like back and forth. I kind of knew that I did not want to go to college.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, but then I was like, man, if I don't go to college and I stay around my hometown, I'm going to feel like a failure.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I was like, let me just go somewhere.
And that's
or whatever
the best part about
even when I was in college, I was like, I don't want to be here. And 9 times out of 10 when I graduate, I'm not even going to go back to do what I need to do to get where I really was trying to, get to. I was just like,
and I ain't gonna count. The best thing about going to college for me was to be able to escape my home. That was my escape route to get away from where. And it's kind of like, even where we at now, I'm like, I need to escape where I'm at because it's too much comfortability, and I don't have a push to strive for greater. But being here, I'm kind of enjoying life. And I think like maybe I shouldn't be trying to escape. Maybe I should just enjoy the fact that I'm not where I was. But I'm getting further where I've been, and I'm still going. So life is confusing.
It's confusing. It was kind of like a lose-lose. I was like, I don't want to be here, but like we had this conversation. I was like, but I met some great people. You know, so I
don't know. That's a hard one, bro.
Way that you can now help people to avoid. I'll go first.
Do not go above and beyond for any job. They ask you to come in on your day off, say no. They ask you to take on more responsibility, say no, or ask for a pay increase. They ask you to work overtime, say no, or ask for a pay increase. Somebody called off and they want you to come in and cover their shift, say no. If you're unhappy and you want to go find another job, don't let your managers talk you out of it. They'll act like they want to negotiate to make you happier, but I promise nothing is going to change. If you're asked to do anything beyond what you initially signed up for in your job description, the answer should always be no. I worked for a company that exploited the shit out of my willingness to help and expected me to pick up the slack for their bad management and their piss-poor organization skills. That is not a responsibility that should be imposed upon any one single person. If you feel like you're being exploited, trust your intuition because you most likely are.
What's a mistake you learned the hard way?
oh baby, that spoke to me, honey.
Story time for later.
That's a story time for later.
To be honest, it'll be some months from now for that story time. Not like months, but that's a story time for you. That's more mine's. I got, you know me, I came with the F attitude anyway, and I be trying to get you to be like that, but we are two different people.
Yeah, it's not me.
You're too nice.
Way that you can now help people to avoid. I'll go first. Don't get matching tattoos with your best friend. It's only cool until you're not best friends anymore. What's a mistake you learned the hard way that you can now help people to avoid? I'll go first.
Definitely the hardest lesson to learn. Your coworkers are not your friends.
Facts.
Get paid Go home.
What's a mistake you learned the hard way that you can now help people to avoid?
When you're in your party phase, when you're going out putting chemicals and condiments inside your body like you're a lab rat who listens to EDM, your bowels are going to be about as reliable as the New York subway system. You are going to come close to shitting yourself a lot. From 19 to 23, I shit my pants like 8 times. And there was like 7 other occasions where I just found a dark corner and took a shit in public and prayed to God that no one confronted me with my shitty ass in the wind. So if you're treating your body like a public toilet at a music festival, just map out where toilets are between where you're going and where you live. It'll save you a lot of pants. Now follow me, you fucking idiots.
What's a mistake you learned the hard way that you can now help people to avoid?
College freshmen, sophomore, and juniors. Listen up, because this could be make or break when you graduate. This is step-by-step how you set yourself up for success after you get that degree. Step 1, type your school in LinkedIn, followed by your major. Step 2, tap people, then filters in the top right corner. Finally, tap past companies and select each of the companies you want to work at. You're seeing over 1,700 alumni you can reach out to, and I've taken all the work out of the process for you, giving you free word-for-word templates in my bio. So now you're probably asking, how the hell does this set me up for success? The punchline is you already know the answer. If you wait to try and get jobs right before you're about to graduate, and you start reaching out to these people asking for jobs, they're gonna feel used. After all, when somebody comes up to you and they don't know you and starts asking you for things, isn't that just incredibly off-putting? By reaching out to 5 to 10 of these people a day, planting the seeds so that you can get referrals for these jobs when you graduate. Share this with somebody who needs to see it, and follow so you can land more jobs.
What's a mistake you learned?
It may work. I can't say because
It depends on what you, again, like we always say when it, I have a love-hate thing for college.
It is.
My only thing is, even with that, I still don't want to play the game.
Mm-hmm.
You're still playing the game, and you still kind of playing kiss ass.
Yeah.
For lack of term.
Yeah.
Some people might not look at it. Some like networking, especially when you're at the bottom, is kissing ass. When you're at the bottom. Mm-hmm. But as you get top, you're gonna have people kissing your ass, and you're still gonna be playing. It's the game.
It's still a game.
And I'm not trying to play that game.
But I want, you know how I am. I'm like, don't knock it till you try. So if you are in college, freshman,
I'm not.
Junior,
but
definitely.
again, it depends on what you're trying to do in life. Always follow. It's certain paths depending on what you want to do in life and what's gonna make you happy in life. Everybody is not gonna do the same thing to make them happy. But if you do want to find, like, I will say do that for real. Yeah. Especially going in your freshman, sophomore year. Most definitely don't wait till your junior year or most definitely not your senior year. Because you're not going to have nothing afterward. Your senior year, if you don't have something already planned.
If you are a junior and you haven't tried it, definitely try it.
Go ahead and try it.
Yeah, but definitely don't wait till the last minute.
Yeah.
The hard way that you can now help people to avoid.
Don't do a bunch of acid in a short period of time. I know it feels really good, but it's not a lie when they say it'll fry your brain. I don't remember anything.
What's a mistake you learned the hard way that you can now help people to avoid?
Don't never, ever let nobody live with you. I don't give a fuck what their excuse is. If they not family, a spouse, matter of fact, fuck family too. Don't let nobody live with you. Just don't do it.
What's a mistake you learned the hard way that you can now help people to avoid?
Never, ever put the key to your happiness in someone else's pocket.
What's a mistake you learned the hard way that you can now help people to avoid?
If your coworkers watch podcasts, don't try to have conversations with them during lunch rush, right? Today, we had a crazy lunch rush. I'm over here making fucking chicken. I'm smacking beanbags. I'm trying to get rice going. I'm in the zone, right? I see one of my coworkers. They're just staring off into the distance, right? I come up. I'm like, hey, are you good? Because it's game time. We got to make the burritos, right? And he was like, you know, humans have 2 lives. I was like, what? Fucking, I stopped what I was doing. I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, we don't start our second life until we realize we only have 1 life to live. And I'm like, it's fucking Saturday. I want to go home. I bought Uncrustables. Can we go? And he was like, yeah. Also, how did we start a first language if we didn't have a language to start with in the first place? And I'm like, who are you? Right? And he's like, do you like podcasts? We didn't get out of work on time.
That second one was a good one though. Because I know folks always be like, humans always got a second life. You start your second life once you realize that you only got one. But that second one, how do we have a first language? You know what I'm saying? There's multiple. You know what I'm saying? Because when y'all think English, American English will be the most recent language ever.
I get what you're saying.
Because
I get what you're saying.
Because we only speak Britain English. We took out everybody else already had their shit. We was just like, fuck the world. We gonna do our own thing.
I barely know how to speak that.
we say thing and not we gonna do our own thing. We be like, we gonna do our own thing. You heard me? Do you understand what? You heard me?
I don't say that, but
you feels me? What up, man?
Okay, come on.
Yeah.
That's more like lingo, though.
That's a whole nother language.
Yeah.
Because you still gotta be able to.
Yeah, I get you. Come
understand
on.
and interpret and be able to relate. That's folks. But with that being said, y'all spam us up in the comment section down below. I know y'all got some other mistakes. Y'all can help other people, so let them know in the comment section.
Help me. Look, I'm like, help me.
Let them know in the comment section
Definitely
down below.
do that.
But as always, I do go by the name DJ New Kid. This is
Sierra Nicole.
We are.
Kid and C.
We are, y'all.
Ain't no time to kick it, got a stack of flip for my folks. Dollar. Please tell me you can hear me. Don't turn your back and don't neglect me. Just let me know if you need me. Dollar. Let me watch out for my partner.